find my strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next, you better give respect. Cause ain't nobody breaking this redneck. No, they don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. Ain't looking scared, no, they don't really want
Check.
Don't get run over. We some country boys working overtime, boys. Kings of the South, we never had nothing. Blue collar boys do it with their hands muddy. No, they don't want none. 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 They don't want none. No, they don't want none. Ain't looking scared, no, they don't really want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey, Daddy, can we listen to something on the radio?
Okay, baby. Let's see. What can we find?
Let me say that again. You have eternity in your heart. You're not just a piece of ectoplasm, and the child in the womb
is Daddy, not
a
this.
fetus or a
Okay,
blob.
I'm sorry.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Ew, I
This is
think I'm
14
gonna-
years ago. He didn't do
Yeah,
a
that's a good point. It's
retraction.
making me sick, too.
Lived and learned life through curves. There was joy, there was hurt. Remember
Are you
when?
trying to put me to sleep, Daddy?
You're right. Let's see what else there is.
Daddy, that was hitting my ears.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
There, number one, Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He's a current NXT champion. He's my top guy. Great in-ring performer, especially for
Yeah,
his size.
Daddy,
The guy's
that's
like
it.
5 foot.
Let's listen to Mark Do Wrestling.
Let's go.
Roadie Rob. Check. Stone Age Steve Awesome. Check. Additional hosts. Check. Let's do this.
Oh, it is episode 46 of Monday Night RAWESOME, our Marked Out Wrestling podcast, whichever you prefer. Roadie Rob coming here, excited, just ecstatic. I don't know what other adjectives I can use. I guess I could just put it this way. I can put it this way. This is how you do it. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was... Wait. Oh, it's not working. God damn it. I thought I figured this out. Are you on? I'm not. Check. Nobody's on. I think I know the answer. This is not good. I know, we're streaming live, too, and I can't figure out why you guys aren't coming through.
Because you got so excited that you didn't even mic check us?
That could be what it was.
Yeah, did you cream in those?
What?
I'm glad you're at a different table.
Fuck. Well, if you're streaming with us live, I don't quite understand what's going on. So I'm going to play a song real quick, and then we're going to figure this shit out. This is sad. I don't have it on here. Let's see here. mask. Oh shit, duh.
Channel?
I didn't have the phantom power on the microphone. All right, come on, places. All right, have fun though. All right, so take two, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties there going on, and pretty much what that means is I'm a complete dumbass, which kind of ruined my high.
It wasn't really technical difficulties so much as you needed to change your pants.
I did. as I was trying to say there at the beginning, I was saying I creamed myself. Just tonight's Raw was absolutely. It's not playing. See, it didn't work again.
In a room full of guys, Rob creamed himself.
I did. I don't know what's going on with my music and my effects.
That's okay. Kiera can't work the pole over here.
We got it.
All right, this Steve.
This is what happens when you get too excited.
I know. Hold on. I'm gonna do this.
Housekeeping.
Just get it out of the way.
Housekeeping. Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedOutWrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/MarkedOut1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our uRecord Studios Smark Line, 704-444-0084. Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God. Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off? What kind of hotel is this? The hell are... Oh, it's you.
Can you dig it, sucker?
So Raw ends. Raw ends in glorious fashion, and Monday Night Rawesome
Bobby
begins.
Roode wasn't there. It wasn't glorious.
Well, it was my... Shut up, asshole. So as always, Steve Awesome.
The dirt sheets.
On the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
You just want to get the topic one.
So dirty.
All right.
That's all he cares
I don't
about.
have a whole lot, and I think Brian might want to add to this, too. But did you guys hear about Bo Dallas?
Did you guys hear about it?
What about Bo?
Bo Dallas, he was arrested at the Dallas airport and removed from the past weekend's tour of Mexico. Apparently he was intoxicated in public, and he forgot his carry-on luggage, and he was cursing out the flight crew and everything. So, that's interesting.
Wow.
He's not been on the roster lately anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Better believe you're not going to arrest
Great
anymore.
minds think alike, because that's exactly what I was going to...
So what would he say? I'm Bo Dallas? Like, okay.
Yeah, apparently he's really hammered. He can't handle his alcohol.
Sucks for him that he wasn't there, though. I'm sure he would have definitely liked to have been at the show live.
Right.
At least not even be on it, but be there. But
so anyway, when we're gonna talk
that
about,
was great, Brian.
I'm going to talk about.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
The Lesnar versus Orton 2 schedule. We're going to talk about that later.
Kara's just laughing.
No, I can relate, man. You don't have your eyes.
By the way, our audience, there's no robot voice. There's nothing wrong. We all just sound like shit because Kara got us all sick.
Yeah.
I think there might be a full moon or something. This is a very strange night, but I like it.
It started at work. My coworkers are sick.
My name is Adam Frog tonight.
All right, back to the dirt sheets. Lesnar versus Orton 2, scheduled for Chicago. It's on a Saturday, WWE live event. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of a Raw show. Orton's going to be kind of lent for the night. And some of the other matches on the card, we kind of lead you to believe that we're going to see the same kind of storyline for a while. Besides the Balor versus Rollins thing that got kind of quashed because Balor got hurt, we have Reigns versus Rusev, a street fight for the U.S. title.
That could be good.
Sami Zayn and Neville versus Jericho, which is kind of weird now that
can't be.
Kevin Owens got the title.
I think
they probably have to change that. And then New Day versus Gallows and Anderson, the same kind of setup there, just right before Clash of Champions. I hope that's not a precursor for a bad pay-per-view.
When you go extreme, you can make Roman look a little better.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. And our condolences to Mr. Fuji, who recently passed away. 82 years old. So that sucks. And
that's why, because you're so close.
There's another one that for your show tomorrow night, Adams, on SmackDown. There's the mystery tag team that you're wondering about. It's supposed to be the Headbangers.
Yep, that's the rumor.
Yeah,
I'll believe it when I see that. But
yeah, I think they're just there to put Slater and Rhino over.
I'll just be straightforward with you, Steve. The Headbangers is not going to do dick for me to make me think that SmackDown's going to be better than Raw.
Well, no. Well,
how do you think they feel right now?
I know.
Anyway,
Dean Ambrose is like sitting at home going, "Fuck."
And
dude, there is no way you can touch tonight. No, I mean this was one of the better Raws I've seen in a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm waving the flag for sure.
Of course, yeah. Anyway, and Goldberg is still a possibility. He's still in the mix. He's still in talks.
I still say he comes with Shane.
He might
Shane
show
bought
up
WCW.
WrestleMania, maybe.
Stephanie mentioned she bought ECW tonight. Why not do the work?
Right. So that's all I got. Anybody want to add to it?
Brian, I thought that you have a couple things.
No, I had the we already touched upon it, the Bo Dallas thing, but that's such a minor detail compared to what we saw tonight.
Basically, what he just said.
Well, thank you for contributing.
Yeah, he said Steve's better than me and beat me to the punch. That's what I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Currently.
Oh, I forgot to hit another button. I'm learning, man. God dang it! I thought I had it all figured out today.
Extra big ass topics.
All right, so here we go. Extra big ass topics of the night. Again, our big five, which we reshuffled so many times. Reshuffled. So I'll read
Vegas deal.
I'll read through what we have for you. So we bumped all the way to number one. Obviously, time to play the game, baby. Time to play the game. Number two is going to be. And it's hard to read all this shit in order. I'm so out of whack right now from the opening of the show and all the moves we made. Let's see here.
I can read the list, but I don't know what the numbers are anymore.
Yeah, I moved them all around. Number one is time to play the game. Number two is did Sasha call it in the ring? Did she pull a Hunter? Number three is going to be listen to the wise old Jew. Number four is going to be the Cruiserweight Division. And number five, we're going to talk do a little brand split eval. You know, a little brand split eval. Well, we'll get there. So here we go. Number one. So topic number one is about the brand. I'm sorry, I fucked it up again. So,
dude, you are so excited you can't even get it out.
I know.
We need to relax and just
no.
It's all right.
Rob is just like
it's a good occasion.
Dude, look at his face. His face is beaming. He's been glowing for a good 30 minutes.
Daddy or something.
Dude, like if I was Kiera, I'd be upset right now. I don't think you've ever given him this face.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, baby. So Kevin Owens. Oh, stop that. Kevin Owens takes the Universal Championship, takes that ugly fucking red belt, puts it around his waist, and now all of a sudden, it's not so ugly.
He's going to make it look pretty.
This is true.
Oh, wait. Your opinion of the belt changed now that he's wearing it?
Red
no, I have to agree.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty belt now. Great design. Good job, guys. Good job. So anyway, so Kevin Owens takes the belt tonight in dramatic fashion. Triple H fucking nobody.
Out of nowhere.
No, out of nowhere. Nobody. So many times as a fan, we are not fooled. We are not surprised, whether it's because social media leaks it to us or it's because we just can see it coming.
But he's always backstage anyway. Nobody would think, "Oh, look, Hunter's here."
Exactly.
But they let him rest in the back for so long that it's like.
But he's usually
you
back
knew it was
there.
going to be a matter of time before he was going to show up.
Yeah, but not like this.
No,
not like this. Not like this.
Yes, but you knew he was going to be in the back. It wouldn't be if somebody saw CM Punk enter the arena on social media, it would go crazy. Somebody sees Hunter, they're like, "Oh, Stephanie's here."
Oh, Hunter's in Houston. Well, so what?
Yeah.
So is Raw.
Yeah.
So is Stephanie.
Yeah, but then I don't know how to outline this match because I have such a hard-on going on right now. For my boy KO.
Gross. Well, why don't you just go to Steve for a second?
But I'll just go ahead, Steve. Somebody's chiming in.
Yeah, just Jonathan Duran said Kevin Owens winning was almost as awesome as Paige's breasts. Yeah, he's back.
Mr. Cosby's back with us. All right, Jonathan, good to have you back, man. I don't know how to describe or even pitch this to you guys because I'm excited about how great the match was. I'm excited about the outcome. I'm also excited about the way Hunter eyed down Stephanie at the end.
Yeah, that was really odd.
I mean, he got in Foley's face and he gave Stephanie a look. What was also really good, guys, is as soon as he attacks Roman, everybody goes crazy. And then he throws Rollins, actually pushed him a couple times into the ring to get the pin. And then you think, oh, he's just going to put Seth over. Mm-hmm. And then he flipped the script. So not only does Hunter return, but Hunter basically just said, fuck you, Foley. Fuck you, Stephanie. I want Kevin Owens to be the champ, so I'm going to intervene tonight and make sure that happens.
Plus, it was a cerebral move on his part because when he throws him back into the ring,
assassin.
Exactly.
The whole crowd thinks that
he can go ahead. No, he can go ahead and he gives Kevin Owens a chance to pin him rather than have him on the outside and stuff.
It still could be some kind of work saying that's not legit. You're not allowed to do that. You're not even part of the roster. I don't know how.
Actually, you and I got into an argument while this was happening because I said fatal 4-way triple threat, those type of rules. There is no DQ.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
So, but even but you said, but they said no outside interference. They said no friends or tag team partners. They didn't say the owner of the company.
Well, obviously, he can do whatever he wants. Very, very Vince McMahon
this week. Yeah,
he's got carte blanche.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, he didn't need to buy a ticket.
You know what else I'm excited about is I won the challenge. Everybody else picked Seth to win.
Oh crap!
And I picked KO.
Wait. The dog. As soon as it went elimination, I'm like, oh, they're not going to put KO over.
Yeah.
I instantly changed my pick.
So at the next pay-per-view, I will decide who's going to wear the lucha mask for the entire show, so that'll be fun.
Hey, if we hook up Skype by then, we could ship it to Bob and make him wear it.
Ooh, we could do that.
Nobody has to look at it.
I would be in favor of that, actually.
And fun fact, I actually got that in Mexico, so it's a traditional lucha mask.
Fun fact. Awesome. Yeah. Fun fact. Were you sober?
No.
No.
No, he used the noose to get it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Go back to that, brother.
No. He's equal opportunity minorities on the noose.
All right, so here's a question that's coming forward. What happens further with Hunter and with Seth and Hunter and Roman? What happens with KO? Where does he go? Big Cass obviously goes back to the tag division, so that was a fill-in. We knew that.
Right.
But, I mean, what happens here? Because, I mean, Roman, does he go back to U.S. title hunt?
Yeah, based
what
on
Steve
the
just
card
said,
they had announced for next month.
If they're going to do a street fight,
he's just going to go back to the mid card.
U.S. title.
Yeah, he's going.
Well, and that feud never ended.
No, it's still strong as ever.
But this also kind of came out of nowhere too. They didn't really expect this to be happening with Balor.
But that's what I don't get. That feud. That's what I don't get. The feud never ended with Roman and Rusev, but they still decided. They still decided to throw Roman into the 4-way match.
They had to give some, like, everybody. Rob and I talked about this. You know, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Since Finn was gone and that was Vince's new golden boy, why not go back to the old one? So we thought, oh, God, they're going to give it to Roman. This is how they vault him right back up to main event. And I was glad the way they worked it. Having Hunter show up. To me, this is, we've had very openly out in the open Stephanie going against Shane.
Right.
This is Triple H, shots fired on
his wife.
Vince, on his wife, saying, I'm the one with the power.
Yeah.
I'm the one running this shit. I'm the one making everything good. Guess what? I'm going to be the one just... I didn't need to be the GM of either show or commissioner.
Right.
He could show up on SmackDown
in charge. Yeah, he could show up tomorrow night.
Nice for you, huh?
Yeah, fuck Dean over.
Gotta love it.
He could show up tomorrow night, fuck Dean over, and now it's Dolph versus AJ or something.
I want to say this is an NXT connection thing, but you mean Roman and Reigns both came from NXT as well.
Roman and Reigns.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Rollins.
Rollins, just about everybody nowadays is coming from NXT.
But I'm really curious about the why. Why KO? Is it just to fuck Seth and Roman, or is it? Or did he just anoint KO?
Did anybody remember a long time ago?
Thing to me.
Do you guys remember last October, November when Seth got hurt and Triple H was kind of walking around backstage interviewing guys to be his next guy?
Yeah.
And they were doing a thing with Roman and Dean, and it focused on Roman and Dean, but KO was one of those guys.
He was in the mix.
That Hunter had a backstage
I
conversation.
forgot all about that. What were you going to say, Brian?
I I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had it before. I had it before.
Off the tracks.
All right. So does this go full-fledged Seth and Triple H rivalry?
Would that be, they take the pedigree back kind of thing.
I thought about that angle.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say. It's very Triple H he always goes for the top guy. And right now, I mean, it's obvious that it was Kevin Owens. I mean, Seth was kind of coming back from injury and still kind of,
Owens got all the pops.
Exactly. Yeah. But, I mean, for him to go with Owens, man, that's
shocking.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted it and picked it, I was still
that look on his face has said it all when he was like, really?
He kind of broke kayfabe for a second. You know what you were bitching about last week, celebrating with the belt?
Yeah.
For half a second, he did that, and Hunter's like, no, get up on your feet. We're celebrating this way.
Yeah.
And it kind of was like truly exactly what you ranted about played out in front of you. Like, no. You're not doing it this way. This is how we're doing it.
Yeah, you're over as fuck right now, and you're gonna stand that way. Go ahead, Brian.
Do you think that Triple H is going to stay just a full-fledged heel? Or, I mean, where does this leave him?
Triple H can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Here's my thing. I know you guys are like probably thinking that Triple H is trying to make his way back into the storyline. As a wrestler, I don't think so. Maybe as,
This is a long game. This is going to be a long game against him. Yeah, of him against Vince for real power. Like Vince might go away at Mania.
That's what I think all this is. I don't think he's coming back in to be full-fledged like wrestling.
He's not going to fight with his wife. He may throw shots at Shane. He stared down Foley. In the end, this is the game against Vince. This is the first opening of the game against Vince.
And you can't help but think, I'm pretty sure he had a play in the writing with this episode.
Well, I mean...
with everything.
Finn's injury, let's just not forget, guys, Finn's injury forced all this.
Works. Yeah, he might not have been scheduled to do this.
And they booed the fuck out of Foley, and then they fixed it and said, instead of a series of matches, this is a tournament, and we're going to do a fatal four-way.
Quick.
And then they changed it to elimination. Like, all of this felt like they changed it on the fly, but they did everything perfectly.
Yeah. I just, look, and I was going to do this at the beginning, but obviously we had our technical issues. I was going to tell the people out there that if you're here for Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, you came to the wrong show. We're not going to cover it. We fast-forwarded through it. But
also with Roman's promo. That was the other thing.
Yeah, we fast-forwarded with Roman's promo, yeah. But this Raw...
Sorry, Joker.
This Raw was just, it was a really good Raw. It kept me on my seat. Great matches, great promos, great segments, great booking, right? They had everything in the perfect order they should have had it.
Right now we're rewatching it. I mean, even this match right now, Jericho and Neville.
Jericho was great. Cesaro.
Perfect opening match for a show like this.
And Cesaro and Sheamus really shocked me.
Yeah, and Sheamus is one of the guys.
Wasn't horrible.
No, exactly. I mean, but they have their own thing going too, which they have something that they're invested in with
a mild side storyline.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And Braun and Nia Jax also did. Another. I guess they raised the bar a little more.
To my point here is what I'm trying to say is I'm sorry. To my point is that the only outcome that could have ruined it, I think, would have been Roman winning.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But this outcome, as unseen as it was just the master gem that they had stored away, and they pulled it out and just blew us away with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I haven't marked out like that in a long time.
I got something real quick, guys.
Yeah.
WWE just posted a video of Seth, Mick, and Stephanie moments after the match, and it's showing Seth pretty upset, and he's like demanding answers from Mick and Stephanie, and they're pretty much like screaming and yelling about it too, like we're gonna find out what this shit is all about.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I'm sure. It's Hunter telling Vince,
this
you don't want
to.
It's Hunter telling Vince, you don't want to listen to me. Well, fuck it, I'm gonna take the reins myself.
Yeah,
literally.
And now,
take the reins.
I miss them down in Africa.
And now there's that conflict right there between husband and wife. This shit is gonna be juicy.
This is really good, Steve. You got something on the chat boards?
Oh, I just want to welcome Upload Test.
Upload Test.
He said his brother thinks that it's a setup for a Seth versus Triple H match as well, like we kind of mentioned a minute ago.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying the end game though is going to be Hunter versus Vince.
Yeah, Vince. Yeah, overall.
Yeah. Yeah, of course Seth's going to be in the mix here.
So you think it's going to be a look at NXT and look at your brand and see what's going on and all the
Yeah, I think they're going to break the fourth wall and Hunter's going to come out with a pipe bomb and get everybody all worked in a frenzy, because right now that shit, towing the line between a work and fooling a mark is gold. And right now they've been hitting home runs there. on every single thing. The Orton thing, was that real? Miz thing, was that real? We'll talk about that with Miz and Bryan in a little while. But all of those things, they're really got us going, is this for real? Is this a work? Did something happen? I mean, even Jericho going backstage and defending Orton and Triple H and Orton having to break that up, going, no, it was a work. Even Jericho's fooled, and he's part of the crew.
Somebody sat back recently and went, look, here's part of your problem. Too much shit is getting out there for everybody fucking knows it. You're not surprising your audience anymore, and they made some changes. And I don't know what they did, but, to Bob's point, and I hate to say this, but, this is what we've been demanding for years now.
I thought it was my point.
I thought Bob texted. Oh, it was
always
your point.
taking credit.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, Adam's point.
There
Fuck you,
go.
Bob.
My apologies.
Fuck you, Bob. But yeah, we've been demanding for years. We want to be intrigued and blown away and surprised, and we want to see good wrestling and good promos, good segments, good comedy, good character development, the whole 9 yards. And it's like, wow, it took me a minute to realize it, but yes, they're doing it now.
Well, it's like a male soap opera. If we,
I've always said that.
We're fans of Walking Dead, and imagine if we knew before the premiere that's coming in, I guess, 2 more months almost. Yeah. If we knew who was dead already, we wouldn't get as excited when it comes on.
No,
that's what wrestling has been, because we're like,
that was great. Tonight's episode?
Yeah,
Jericho's going to be on the night. Oh, okay,
yeah,
right.
But everybody kind of just fell into their place on the card. We kind of mentioned it before. Everybody had a role, even Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, to fast forward. But everybody else kind of just everything meshed.
And I made a point. I'm going to make it on air here. I think the key to wrestling right now, other than this wow factor of breaking down that wall of is it real or not, is just simply having longer matches. They can tell a story. They can showcase a guy. It doesn't matter who wins when it's a 10, 15-minute match.
Right.
Neville and Jericho win a commercial break, and it was a good match. It kind of didn't matter who won in the end because they both put on a show.
Right.
Cesaro, Sheamus, same way. And these are guys that shouldn't get pushes, but they got some airtime tonight, and they were able to basically wow us a little bit.
So my last question in this topic is, KO, is this a reign or is this a moment?
This is a short, like Zack Ryder type moment?
Maybe not that bad.
Okay.
I mean, maybe a pay-per-view, but is it a moment or a reign?
No, this is a reign.
Well,
if it's a short one, it'll
just
completely derail the momentum that he has right
Stephanie
now.
and Mick might challenge it. Who knows, man? It might not be a long one.
No, it has. I mean, they'll give somebody a match and obviously give him a contender, Steve.
I hope
but this
right.
has to be a reign.
It has to be. But
I'm talking at least a Survivor Series.
Okay,
book it.
All right,
he's worth it.
Give it to him. He's worth it.
Oh, wow, never again, never again.
Only in the frog voice.
So before I hit the sound effect for topic number 2, we say a fond farewell and adieu to Miss Kiera. Miss Kiera said she wants to stick around for the first topic, and now she's gonna hit the showers.
Good night, Kiera.
All right, yeah, it was a busy night.
Hey, go back to the bench.
Yeah, we got
a towel.
We got the brand new kindergartner tomorrow morning, so we got to get up early.
Yes.
You done, son?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye,
See
Kiera.
you guys.
Bye.
2.
All right, topic number 2. So let me look at my sheets because I'm so out of whack.
It's Sasha.
Yes. Did Sasha call it in the ring? Did she pull a hunter? Was she slated to win that match, and then in the midst of the match decided, hey, I'm hurt. I know I'm hurt. Charlotte, you need to go take the pin.
The refs have the earpiece, and the refs can get back there. I don't think Sasha, unlike Hunter, when he made the call to give Shawn the belt, I don't think Sasha has that kind of authority or way to call it. I'm willing to bet somebody in the back, she told the ref, hey, I'm injured. The ref radioed back, and they're like, pull it.
Okay, let me ask you this, Brian. You've been in the ring, and I know obviously not WWE.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that these professionals are trained in the ring that if something goes wrong and you know what's going wrong, change the outcome, move on. I see what Adam's saying, and it's very, very plausible and very feasible. But from your experience, if you're slated to get over and you know you're not going to get over, you're hurt, can you pull it on your own?
But the problem is you can't go into the match thinking that you're either going to continue to hurt a nagging injury or even think that you're going to get hurt in the first place. You can't really. That has to be kind of just.
Well, airplane pilots don't think they're going to get in accidents or plane crashes, but they have a title.
That's why just her being able to call that in the ring, I don't know, that doesn't add up. Just because she wouldn't be able to have that foresight for that to happen, unless it happened early in the match and somehow they were able to communicate, like you said, with the referee because they do have the earpieces, and somehow they were able to get the call to change the finish.
Because the thing is, why wouldn't they have changed the finish of Finn? Same reason. Did Finn not tell the referee? Is the only thing I can think of, because
he continued, and that's kind of the badge that wrestlers wear.
But then their wellness, their overall wellness, you think they would intervene and say, no, you can't pull that shit.
And I know this isn't part of the topic, but I still feel that Sasha, they're just covering up that she is one of the suspended people, and that this is all to cover up her suspension. It's a convenient 30 days. I'm going to be back in 1 month.
She just got married. She's on her honeymoon.
No, right. Yeah, there's no way. Sasha.
If what Brian just said is right, she's on her honeymoon and this is planned time off, then there's no injury storyline. No call was made. Your theory's out the window.
I think she was legitimately hurt. I just think maybe the timing was okay.
First, my theory, it was not my theory. It's a hypothesis, and we're examining it.
That is a theory.
No, they are very fucking big differences between the two, asshole. Oh, God. Climate change is a theory, so it's not true. God learned science. Okay. Anywho, so Sasha Banks is and I mean that I'm breaking kayfabe on her here. She's a very sweet girl, right? And if you watch the stuff she does behind the scenes, if you've ever met her in person, whatever, very sweet girl, very driven in what she does, very unaffected by the outside world. I don't think that she would do something that would risk her being suspended. I think
not even like riding in a car with her uncle.
No, I don't. I do not.
In case the wrestling world doesn't realize.
Snoop Dogg, right? Yeah. I know. I absolutely don't think.
A humongous advocate for weed, and what most of the people that get popped on wellness are popped for.
No, I think I bet out of anybody in that locker room, she watches her ass more than anybody.
Yeah, she's probably targeted.
Well, I mean,
and she's also had the moniker of kind of being injury prone in the past too.
Yeah, I mean, it fits the bill. What's going on with her now? The suspension thing for wellness policy does not fit the bill with her. I mean, from what I understand, she's not even really a drinker. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't have fun every now and then, but I think she keeps it pretty clean, pretty on the straight and narrow. I really do believe that. I would be very surprised.
Not like Paige. Sorry, Jonathan Duran. But
plus, it's also kind of, it comes with the territory of whatever it was that they were found, in whatever it was in their system. Right. That's why they kind of announce it and say that these guys, right away they say that these guys are suspended.
So why wouldn't they do it with her?
Exactly. She's not that high on the totem pole. Sorry,
they
Sasha,
did it with Roman,
Exactly. Yeah.
Roman.
I think maybe John Cena would be only.
God, that would shake the fucking planet.
Well, I'm saying if there is anyone that is above the law,
yeah,
I would say it's got.
That would test their policy there.
All right.
3.
All right. So number three. I'm okay. Here, I got to do the sound effect.
Please listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
So Paul Heyman comes out, lays down a promo with Stephanie
tonight. Man, he was awesome.
I don't have all the points of the actual promo because I was locked into it.
Right.
But help me out here, guys, because it appears to me that he's basically saying, "Yeah, we did it, and we're sorry we did it." But we're on your side. You should hate them too.
Easily fine.
Yeah, love the singles, the 500 singles.
Oh, it was great.
Calling him Madam and throwing ones.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, that did not fit with the rest of what he said. He's basically treating her like a stripper. And then he goes, I came here to apologize specifically to you, but I want you to realize that Brock is on your side and stuff. And she was like threatening him. Why do I need you, Paul? Mm-hmm. And he goes, here's why you need me, because I'm the only one the Beast listens to. No matter what, you want him unchained. You think what he did already is bad. What would have happened if, when I was on my knees, begging him not to do anything further to Shane? What if I wasn't there? Yeah. What else would he have done to your brother?
I'm sorry. I was in the middle of clearing my face out. Sorry about that.
One of the things that I noticed about him, and I mean, he's just been famous for it throughout his whole career, but tonight especially, is just how unfazed he is by the crowd. And sometimes in the past he picks and chooses. He'll acknowledge them, but I mean the crowd, they were chanting some kind of obnoxious things.
CM Punk, they were chanting.
Right, and just totally, just not even, just continuing. Some guys, they can get stumble with their words. Not that I have ever done that before, but I mean, hey,
real quickly, ECW. when they were chanting that, I love Stephanie going, "Yep," and that's why I bought it.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. She goes, and I bought it from Paul Heyman. It was just like, wow, good job.
Yep.
So where does this go? I mean, because with the twist at the end of the night with KO and Hunter and Stephanie, Stephanie's got her hands full with that already. So where does this go?
It all depends on Shane, I guess. He's not going to be happy with the outcome, I think. I don't know. I mean,
anybody?
Well, they already have. He's already tied up with the Orton versus
the part 2.
Right. Yeah, but he still needs something else. Is he just going to be banned from TV until then?
I mean, he's never on TV anyway.
Is this the beginning of the Goldberg saga somehow?
Well,
I mean, storyline. I don't
Goldberg's going to show Goldberg. I mean, mark it down. Goldberg will fight Brock at Survivor Series.
That's not WrestleMania?
No. I don't think they'll wait that
soon.
long. I don't think they'll wait that long.
They usually bring big guys in a little bit before WrestleMania.
Yeah. He might do a 6-month run from Survivor to Mania.
But who is it said he just had knee surgery? I think Bob
it was
said
Bob.
that. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, he can come in and at the point of him just having knee surgery, Survivor Series is 3 months away. He might not be able to do a jackknife. He can do a spear. At that point,
just interrupt the end of a match.
Right.
I fully believe that he can do a jackhammer. There is no way that he lost that.
It's tough with knee surgery to put that much weight on it. It just is tough.
Yeah. You just transfer your weight to the other leg. I mean, it's not like you're.
Yeah, look at Brian Walk. That's evidence of that.
Wow. Wow, that's a dick
low
move.
blow.
4.
All right, number 4 is Cruiserweight. So we saw who we had.
What a fucking tease.
Ciampa, Alexander, and Gargano all promo tonight on Raw, which 3 guys that we were all like, please sign.
And they're on Raw.
Well, two from
not SmackDown.
2 are already signed from NXT, but we know that Cedric Alexander got signed. We know that Gran Metalik got signed, and we know that Kota Ibushi got signed. And we're all praying Jack Gallagher got signed.
Yes.
Please, Jack Gallagher.
I think he's one of the guys that kind of went underrated as far as, at least for me.
That's because you like Akira Tozawa, who sucks.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah,
that's a whole
not impressed at all.
With Tozawa?
No,
yeah, dude, he's up there with Namdar.
He makes he makes really good mean faces, like, oh, I'm very angry.
Let me out.
And if you're referring to, are you referring to the Gallagher match?
Yeah,
you are nuts.
Are you serious?
Their styles were completely opposite, and they were still able to engage the entire
yeah, they're
crowd.
right.
Because Gallagher beat his ass.
Yeah. Your boy had little to no offense, in my opinion. I mean, it was.
He had a pile driver at the end.
There's no reason why he should have won that match.
A cruiserweight that does a pile driver, at least give a flipping one like the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you're so wrong, Brian. You're so
I'm
fucking wrong.
outnumbered, that's all.
Yeah.
Tap out.
Ho lun. Yeah, one more blow to SmackDown, though. Raw gets the good ones.
And you know what? No disrespect to Raw. No trying to promote SmackDown here. Fuck both shows. Give it its own. Our show on the network, whatever you got to do, because I just fear that creative Raw, when they get a hold of this division,
you're going to create storylines that are stupid and gimmick.
We've talked about that. Yeah, absolutely. I fear that.
Just put the matches out there. Make it. I don't care. Make a lucha thing. Do whatever you got to do.
That's very interesting. Just because based off of look at what they're doing with bringing all these indie guys in, and look at all the indie shows. They don't necessarily have storylines. They bring on all the top talent and just say, here you go, and just throw them together, and they have all these excellent matches without having any kind of build-up to it.
Well, and no disrespect to anybody on the roster, or either roster, or whatever roster. I cannot imagine Kota Ibushi ever being able to work with someone like Sheamus. So they could just completely stay different. Maybe they're trying to steal TNA's thing where the X Division wrestlers only fought each other, and the other wrestlers only fought each other. Maybe they're going to stick to just that.
But I don't kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see Cedric Alexander versus Rusev.
No, Braun Strowman.
No, Braun Strowman versus Neville. I never want to see it.
Why wouldn't that? Because why wouldn't they do it that way? Because
Samoa Joe is an X Division champion.
Well, but he was one that there wasn't a weight limit there, and he came in and did that. When Kevin Nash said, "I'm going to the X Division," the division died. That's my point. Samoa Joe started there, and he moved up. AJ started there, and he moved up. Kevin Nash was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fight in the X Division," and fucking killed it because a 7-footer could reach the X right above it. It was probably closer to Razor.
That's good work. Come on.
Well, like I was saying, why wouldn't I? I mean, look, you talk about X Division all the time, right?
Because it was great.
Okay, so it was great. So obviously, if you look at laboratories of experimentation, you got to look at that and go, that worked. I might not like a lot of the other stuff TNA did, but that particular thing really worked. So we should adopt that for our own brand.
The best way the best way to describe why I'm worried is why our parents were worried in the 80s, because Ronald Reagan had a button he could push in case of the Cold War.
Reagan.
Right now, Vince is that way with, I feel, WWE. Like, he could just go, I'm going to push this button and undo that. Cruiserweights, fight whoever you want.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but the one thing, remember they do have the weight limit on it, and they were actually very, very strict on it.
He's not talking about the belt. He's talking about letting them.
I'm not talking about the belt. I'm talking about, are they the guys that aren't in the belt storyline? Are they going to make them go job out to Braun Strowman or go job out to Rusev?
Right.
I never want to see that.
They can't let that happen.
Never.
As we talk, my every pore in my body's just clogging up. Thank you, Kiara, for this.
5.
Number 5, a quick kind of expose or segment. Expose. So, like last week, we did the wellness policy. So I wanted to talk about the brand split tonight. Cause we had an evening. We were all kind of hanging out the other day, and we were talking about this off the cuff. And I thought, well, let's bring it onto the show. So we got, what are we 5, 6 weeks in now?
6.
6 weeks in now.
Yes.
Well, 6 Raws.
6
Tomorrow
Raws.
will be 6
and we'll probably jump on the point that how can SmackDown even compete, especially tonight, right? I mean, how can you do it? My thing about that is, and I didn't want to get to it, but I'll go ahead and jump on it. You're going to wear the fans out, right? So we're getting double the pay-per-views. You got double the shows per week.
19 pay-per-views.
Yeah, 19, double the shows per week, and you're going to wear the fans out. Look, I love Walking Dead, like we talked about earlier. But if it was on 3 nights a week, I don't know if I could handle it.
Right. There's definitely ebbs and flows.
Well, yeah, when they do the marathons,
right,
I'm like, come on.
But even unique shows. I'm just saying that you're going to make the fans choose eventually. And what they're going to choose is Raw. And maybe not necessarily because of the content, because it's a staple show. It's what they remember. But what I really want to talk, you can jump back on that in a minute, but I really want to say was because they introduced the belts on SmackDown the other day, and they introduced the new tag team belt and the new women's belt. And, of course, they have the World Heavyweight belt there, which, did you notice tonight they referred to the tag team champions on Raw as the Raw tag team champions, not the World tag team champions.
Yeah, it was just a natural progression, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was like saying divas.
I just thought it was an interesting point there. I mean, they're separating it by brand, not by World or U.S. or whatever. But so here's what I looked at the roster. So on Raw, you have 7 women, right? 7 women. Right now, Sasha is out on injury. Paige is out, for doing some coke or some weed or something with Alberto.
Bayley got signed.
So you got 6, 7 girls in that division. SmackDown, you got 6, 7 girls in that division. I've said this over and over. Nation of Domination, I think at one point had 8 people. 8 people.
They're getting close.
More in that.
They're definitely
faction.
getting close.
Yeah, I'm just saying. In the tag division, if you look at the tag teams, Raw has about 5. SmackDown, give or take 6 or 7.
We have 6.
Okay,
if you don't count Slater and Rhino, we have 6.
Well, I don't know. I had 7 here for something.
You got headbangers coming up.
Yeah, headbanger. So I'm just looking at how can you have divisions that hold belts when you only have a handful of people in those divisions? Isn't that more of a carousel?
Pretty much.
I mean, you're just going to pass the belt around. Maybe some are longer than others, but I mean,
it depends. I mean, to keep the legitimacy of the belts, I mean, look at what they used to do in the NWA. Guys would have reigns for not Roman Reigns or Luther Reigns. They would have title reigns.
Right.
Just clarifying.
Yeah, we got you.
For long periods of time. So I hope that this is kind of where they're beginning to. And Kevin Owens, I mean, talk about guys that are traditional or want to be old school. I mean, he is the flag bearer for it.
But Kevin Owens, but if you talk about the main belt and even the mid-card belt, there's plenty of talent there to go around. But when you look at the tag division and the women's division, it's very congested. It's very small, right?
Yeah.
And so what I was thinking was why maybe the brand split wasn't a good idea. Maybe they could have just made Tuesday night a live show and extended the storyline with the full roster.
Well, and I agree, because then the out of nowhere, the next day could be, what happened after that on SmackDown. Tomorrow could be Kevin Owens going, oh, I can't believe I won, or whatever the hell his promo is going to be. Like
so
it would,
particular stars that are going to stay kind of on that roster, but they can float back and forth.
And you could still put your flagship show on Monday and have Tuesday be reactionary.
But no, there'd be one roster. There wouldn't be two rosters.
Right, it would be
That way, the women
roster,
would have 12, 13 girls in their division.
But then I think you'll have that'll be too much. I feel like right now they have almost just enough. They're kind of flirting with maybe a little bit too, especially in the women's division and the tag division. But I think for right now, I mean, we didn't even have the United States championship on Raw. There was nothing about it.
No, that's fine. I mean, there's goods and bads here. I want the opinions, but
could this be about, okay, think of everybody that's old or leaving. Jericho, we mentioned this a while ago, is like the only guy on the roster that's been there more than 7 years. I think Kofi is the next senior. Especially now Raw, that seniors are, because we mentioned this when
even
Cena.
Big Show's on the roster still, technically. But.
Right, but we mentioned this when Cena and Orton were gone and Kane and Big Show were in legend contracts. My point being is maybe they did all this because they need to find a whole fresh crop, and they're trying to fill everything. And they got stopgaps like AJ Styles and people at the end of their career, but they were like, we need Seth. Okay, we got Seth. We're trying to put Dean. We've tried to put Roman. We're now going to go with Finn. We're going to go with KO. Maybe all of this is to give everybody title reigns and kind of legitimize them so that when this brand split goes away and all these belts get unified, they'll be more legitimate and the roster will be stronger.
And you know what the difference is between those two guys versus, say, a Roman Reigns? And I hate to keep burying him, but those are guys.
I don't hate that you do that.
Yeah,
Roman.
Those are guys that came, they weren't at all WWE guys. They had a huge career even before they even stepped foot in the ring.
Sami Zayn is El Generico.
I was just going to say, Upload Test was talking about, he thinks the brand split is better. It makes you have to watch to see certain wrestlers, and that's what they don't want is for SmackDown to be the reactionary show.
Well, I get that, but
that's a good point. But if Rob said this a few times, if KO moved to SmackDown, he would have just cried. But he wasn't going to go watch SmackDown.
Right. I wasn't going to.
When Jeff Hardy, at the time, he was when he was fighting for titles, and Kurt Angle, they were both on SmackDown. They're two of my favorite wrestlers. I never watched an episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
It
meant
that
been
I
for
said
9 years.
goodbye.
SmackDown is just the Raw reaction show.
Well, I mean, look.
It always will be.
Yeah. I love WWE, but I don't. I commit one night of the week to you guys. I don't want to commit another night to you.
Yeah, but Steve,
you got Wednesday nights
doesn't love us that much.
You're saying for 9 years it's a reaction show. Well, tomorrow night it's not going to be a reaction show. It's going to be a lesser product.
Right.
They set the bar so high tonight that there's no way SmackDown does anything.
Compared to tonight, no.
Unless Daniel Bryan announces his
Triple
return.
H could come back and screw over Dean.
They didn't even really.
Could that be?
Now that I'm thinking about it, did they even really have any kind of nod or anything towards SmackDown Live? I know they kind of.
Yeah. There was a huge promo commercial.
They did a bunch of promos tonight about it. But no, they didn't. Nobody.
They showed an edited version.
That's what I'm saying. But there was nothing.
Nobody live brought
exactly
it up.
Or recapping.
No,
or,
but they said
and
they said Daniel Bryan will address it tomorrow.
Sure, but that's a storyline, and that's an active. That's also includes Raw, so it's pertinent.
But I'm saying if he's announcing that he's coming back to the ring, then that might compete with this.
I think. I don't think the brand split was a bad idea per se. But I think what they've done has been bad.
They've mismanaged it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like even the launch of it.
Well, not so
totally
much.
Redeemed yourself.
Even the launch of it, they should have had a long period where people could have been lobbying the general managers to try to get on the show. But the general managers weren't announced until last week, right?
Right.
Then they get Daniel Bryan to be the GM for SmackDown, thinking his star power is going to drive everybody to watch it.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody cared. It's like we like you, Daniel.
What
but
he did is he kind of extinguished Shane's star.
Right. And I'm sure you guys are going to talk about it tomorrow night. Is that the Daniel Bryan Miz thing? Maybe that gets you some traction. I don't know. I mean, two odd birds to pull in the audience, but maybe that does it.
Well, the one thing that Daniel Bryan said in that, and that's the only thing that I can think of, is he might announce that he's coming back, is because Steve's expose revealed that the legends don't make a fuck in terms of wellness. They can do whatever they want.
Well, that's chemical dependency and shit like that.
If he's a part-timer,
When it comes to concussion,
though.
When it comes to concussions, they're not going to let him back on.
There's little rumors floating around there.
Like you said, if they'd let me, I would wrestle. But
what did you hear, Brian? You heard little birdies?
That, I mean, obviously WWE, they would love to have him back, but I think, obviously they're still kind of concerned for his health. But I mean, look at HBK. I mean, he was basically
blind,
out and done for how many years? Then just kind of came back.
Yeah, but that was a work. I thought you were going with where he got his eye all fucked up by the Geritron, and he still wrestled with that fucked up eye for however long. The thing that I don't know if this is possible. I don't know how the legal ramifications and everything work. But couldn't, Daniel Bryan just write a contract that says, here, I absolve them of any liability?
It would be a bad look for WWE, though.
Yeah, as a whole.
Regardless of what the
sports community would frown on it.
Well, yeah. All right. Good point.
Okay. So, brand split. Yeah.
Heath Slater is definitely...
Heath Slater's making the best
I'll say
of it.
that. He's definitely going to be kind of really... elevated from this out of everyone, and I'm not so much to the Kevin Owens level, obviously, but man, that guy's definitely getting the rub from all of it. I'll just leave it at that.
But to Rob's initial point, I gotta agree with you, Rob. The Raw roster has enough people in the mid-card division for the IC title. It has enough people that are considered main eventer to compete for that title. SmackDown only having 6 tag teams and 6 divas, and they get a belt. You have a 1 in 6 chance to be a title holder there at all times. It's totally a carousel.
We can give them Golden Truth. They can have them.
Nobody wants that.
Extra big ass topics.
All right, so just let me throw this out there. If it sounds like we're dragging ass tonight, it's because we are. Because 2 of us are sick and the other 2 are. I don't know.
I don't know what I am.
One is old.
Scrambled.
Yeah. I'm multitasking over
I feel like my grandfather. I got my napkin in my hand, wiping my nose every 5 seconds. Fucking
it's like your daughter.
Fucking kids, man.
Mary, you're blowing bubbles out your nose.
They absolutely kill me. All right.
Wait, is this Brian's first RAWESOME Award?
I think so.
RAWESOME Award.
So he's going to screw something up. Just remember, the Ascension was not on this show.
You need whiteboards?
Now it's time for the RAWESOME Awards. And your host, Roadie Rob.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the RAWESOME Awards. Oh, good. All right. And as always, we will go through our RAWESOME Awards for...
I notice you don't say, I pulled a Brian when Brian's here.
Well, the difference is
Thank you.
I'm learning this new software, and it's been giving me kind of hiccups here and there.
It's like I'm looking in a mirror.
But you've been giving Brian a lot of shit. Now that he's here, you're suddenly quiet about it.
I agree with that. I just
Is it because of his size?
No, he can't. He can't even walk. I'm scared of him.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm pretty vulnerable right now.
I hit him with a chair, and I'll go to the other side of the room and taunt him. What's
Superman punch.
Don't you ever fucking say I would use that move.
Mute him.
Fuck you, Brian.
Booker Botch Award.
Oh, hold on.
Booker Botch Award.
It's just not working like I want to. Fuck it.
Booker Botch Award.
There we go. Booker Botch Award. So let's start with Steve Awesome. Booker Botch Award.
I had having Titus O'Neil and Darren Young on the card tonight. We fast forwarded through it, so it wasn't even worth it. They could have had something better in that.
They could have had something that we wouldn't have fast forwarded through.
Right. All right, well done. Let's go, Brian.
I mentioned it a little bit before, but not having the U.S. title on the show. I mean, as much as it was awesome, they gave a full hour, I think, to the whole Kevin Owens.
Sure.
Not having this on the show kind of loses its steam for the belt and trying to have a secondary kind of mid-card title.
I think that's a great point, because I was thinking the other day, they spent good 2-3 weeks, really pushing that title, and then the last 2 weeks they've really not. And
the 2 shows prior, Rusev was the main event.
Ever since Finn got hurt.
That's right, yeah.
I guess that probably slowed it down. Adam, Booker Botch.
My Booker Botch was taking a bunch of good wrestlers named The New Day, Gallows and Anderson and Bayley, and throwing Dana in with them.
All right. Yeah.
Having Dana is a good one to have.
My Booker Botch Award is you were wasting our time with the Sheamus promo before the match. I mean, look, the match was decent, right? But I didn't need to hear him talk and get wutted by the crowd and all that shit. Who fucking cares?
The Debbie Downer Awards.
The Debbie Downer Awards. Let's just start with Steve Awesome again.
I had the Sheamus versus Cesaro best of 7 thing, and we got to endure this for a little bit longer, unless Sheamus sweeps somehow, but it's just getting old already.
Brian, Debbie Downer.
I'm sorry, guys, but not you guys. I'm never sorry for you guys. I'm sorry for Titus and Darren.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at the card. Like I was saying before, guys fall into place, and where'd they put them? Right before the last hour of the show.
Yeah, bathroom break before the big one.
Right.
Adam.
My Debbie Downer is that the cruiserweights are still 3 weeks away.
Okay. My Debbie Downer is Dana Brooks botches because what was it? I think it was a drop kick.
Oh yeah.
And she fell like a foot before. It was like a Tyson fight. Like, come on, what the fuck is going on here? All right.
Jobber of the Night Awards.
Jobber of the Night Awards. Let's go Adam first on this one.
All right, mine is whoever the hell Ogre killed. I don't remember him, but he even demasked the Lucha guy. Poor guy.
All right.
He earned his pay.
Brian,
he busted his knee, everything.
On the flip side, I've got whoever Nia Jax squashed because
her name was Ion.
Ion.
I had Ion already written down. So.
See that Ion? It's like Madonna.
It's like the name.
I had the America Lucha Predator guy.
Yeah, you couldn't figure out his name.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a American flag with a lucha mask, but he had Predator things hang off the back.
And clearly a white guy with a goatee.
I think he was a ginger. As well, Steve. So there you go.
A ginger.
Holy Shit Award.
The Holy Shit Award of the night. I'll start this one off. My Holy Shit Award is Brian walks in the room, and we're all talking about the four-way coming up. All doing our predictions, our arguments, really marking out on each other pretty well. And Brian, in the middle of it, stops, looks at the TV screen, and goes, Jinder Mahal, oh, shit, and then sits down.
I did not expect to see him. No. Of course I remember, but that's just one of those things. Yeah. It's just reactionary.
Nobody has ever said that ever. Even his mom's
I meant it being shocked that he was on television.
Yeah, he actually didn't see that Jinder got signed.
No, I did.
He knew that.
I saw.
He got over Slater.
Your point is now void.
Oh, never mind. I was trying to defend him. I forgot.
Brian,
I should just throw him under the bus like normal.
It was horrible, Brian. It was absolutely horrible. Unacceptable. All right, Steve Awesome.
I had, for which? The Holy Shit Award?
Yes.
Triple H, man, coming out. I had a couple other things, but him coming out was, I actually said holy shit when he came out.
So. Yeah. I didn't change mine, but that would have been mine, yeah. Brian.
The obvious one would be the main event, so I'm going to kind of stay away from that. Kofi's dive to the outside when Gallows didn't catch him. He basically did I don't know, looked like 10-foot fall to the outside.
Right what a back. Dick.
What you got?
I got the exact same thing, not catching Kofi.
Oh, wow.
They just let him fly. I think Brian's cheating.
No, man. Look at I got notes on notes.
He can't cheat. He can't make it over to you to cheat. All right, what's the next one? Oh, God.
The best comedic performance.
Let's go Adam.
Mine is, from the opening segment, is KO. The way KO in the opening promo, he started off going, yay, look at the four of us, we're all buddies. Is that what you want me to say? Is that how you want me to act?
Right.
Dude, it was just perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go Brian.
I really enjoyed Y2J's work tonight. Talk about someone that's kind of capitalizing. He's an older face, but, I mean, especially tonight, even just the subtleties as his facial hair. I mean, he's kind of one of the guys that's kind of been known to do that every time he comes in. He changes his look.
It's kind of a resurgent, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Resurgence, I should say.
Resurgence.
Steve Awesome.
I had the club, New Day, Bayley, the whole clusterfuck there. I thought it was funny because Bayley kind of fits the New Day's kind of persona.
Cradling the title.
And, the in-ring work.
The goofiness.
Right.
Yeah,
goofiness.
Sure. My best comedic performance goes to a G&A retirement home specialist.
Yeah.
Old fart. I didn't
Did you write them all down?
I meant to, but I didn't write them all down.
I had started it, and it's like
look,
octogenarian leisure or some shit.
Yeah. Me and Brian talked about this, and Brian got me onto it. But I mean, those guys. The more I watch them, more I go into old podcasts and listen to them, and there's some funny fucking dudes, man.
And it's crazy to think that looking back at when he was his first run, when he was Festus. Yeah, I mean. Talk about just kind of mishandling gimmicks for guys.
Festus and Jesse.
That's awesome.
Best character performance.
Let's start with Steve Awesome.
Well, much like Wade Bryan said, the most comedic, I had Jericho's best character performance. He plays the heel well, even in the ring, hiding behind the ref and stuff. He was awesome tonight.
Okay. Let's go, Brian.
I had my man Paul Heyman. I mean, he just from ECW and even just the crowd chanting that, it just kind of brings everything back. And he just, like I said before, he just nothing seems to just hinder him from.
He was a wordsmith tonight.
I couldn't keep up.
Yeah,
I mean, even before we were trying to say, what did he say, and we couldn't even write it down.
Yeah, he said that thing about the sword, and then like you see Stephanie's eyes look up, like, "Fuck, is there really? You sold me, shit." Adam,
I just went with straight Bayley. I thought, her coming on, I thought, oh, here comes the cream puff, whatever. But then playing off New Day, talking back to Dana, I liked it.
I completely agree, and she was wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was fucking wrestling. Paul Heyman, I had Paul Heyman. I mean, the character that he puts out there is flawless. He is the fucking man. If he was Oz behind the curtain, I think I would.
And powerful. Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Oh, what a horrible reference. It was a horrible movie.
The Worker Awards.
Worker Awards. I will start with this one. I'm going to give my nod to Neville. Neville tonight. Put on a damn good match against Jericho. I mean, he tapped out, and that's fine. You do that from time to time. But Neville did not look like a gimmick. He looked like a professional wrestler. All right, let's go, Adam.
Mine is Neville as well, and I gave it to him last week. I got to give it to him again. He proved that you can lose a match and still look good, and that's if you give them the time.
And he's a cruiserweight.
Yep.
Brian.
Yeah,
that's
guys.
What he's the reason I'm worried.
I'm sorry, go on.
Rob, he's the reason I'm worried because they make him fight Jericho. They make him fight all these guys. That's why I'm worried that these other cruiserweights are going to come in and they're going to force him to do the same.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I had Neville and my man Cesaro. And
please,
Cesaro took that bad bump.
Oh, he did. That was crazy. He took a backdrop.
Yeah.
Into the onto the apron into the post.
Yeah.
I don't know if whoever you guys saw, right? Yeah, you were.
Kind of like ass first.
He did a little bit of fishtailing there. It looked like maybe there was some real pain going on.
If not, he sold the shit out of it.
Yeah, Steve.
Well, much like you gave it to Neville, and he had Cesaro. I had Cesaro as well. He looked great tonight, even in the loss.
Okay, awesome. So let's go with the one, the only.
The RAWESOME Award.
The RAWESOME Award, and we will start with let's start with Brian out of. Don't worry about your whiteboard.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna write it down.
You're slow at everything.
Kevin Owens. Hey man, Kevin Owens. There we go. I don't even have to explain. I mean, everybody
Cheap
saw.
Pop.
All right, Stevie.
I went with Mr. Fuji. The video package for him tonight was really fitting for him. It was a sad thing though.
Oh, that's
one more from the generation above you.
I've lost a lot of things, and one of them has been my smile.
Oh, Stevie, you're so sweet. Let's go with Brian. We did Brian. We did Steve. Adam.
It's all about the game, baby. Triple H. Not to diminish what Kevin did, and Kevin being picked by Hunter is almost as big as him winning it, but Hunter just taking over.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Hunter stole the show.
Yep.
He absolutely did.
He might as well have hashtagged him out of nowhere.
But I have to go with my man crush. His fathead poster is above my bed when I sleep at night. Kiera hates it, but it happens. Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens, man. Kevin Owens stealing the show tonight, getting the strap. And I think we talked about it. I think we said that KO, what did you say? About 6 months ago, I think you said 6 months.
I actually, you and I had an argument.
Yeah.
I was going to cite this. You and I had an argument about Dean and KO back then and who would win the title. And if you go back and if you go back and listen, you'll hear me say they're both going to be champs by year's end, but Dean will be first. And I know maybe Kevin wasn't supposed to get it yet.
Yeah.
Because of Finn's injury got pushed up, but I ended up being right. And I always toot my own horn.
Yes, we know.
That you do indeed. All right. Those are your RAWESOME Awards for the night. And, so we had a phone call on the uRecord Studios Smark Line from a very interesting phone call. And I don't even know.
Was it?
We're not sure.
I think it was Firewolf.
I mean, that's the best name ever.
It is the best.
Let's go with that.
It is. Apparently a new listener, and we thank him for it. I'm not sure if we can fully understand the phone call, but I'm going to play it.
Well, we thank him for giving us good material here.
I do. I do. Firewolf, if you're listening, thank you for listening, Firewolf. And thank you for the call. Here it is. It's not. Is it playing?
Don't hear it.
Oh, come on. You have to play Firewolf. What's that?
I don't know. I was going to stall and say something.
Okay, go ahead. Stall and say something while I work on it.
Just
That's what you say?
You played the lost my smile thing, and I feel under the weather and stuff, but I lost my smile a little bit today when Gene Wilder passed.
Gene Wilder, so sad.
Very, very sad. Willy Wonka, big part of my childhood, and of course all the Mel Brooks movies and Richard Pryor ones and stuff. Definitely one of the guys that I will get sad about in the acting world.
Yeah, keep talking for a minute.
Oh, I don't want to keep bumming everybody out. Tomorrow we are going to, on SmackDown, going to deal with more of the Miz Bryan fallout. Try and see if there's anything they can do to make their show even compete. Bryan will likely say
make a good SmackDown thing.
Yeah, Bryan will likely say or in the
that might happen.
Yeah, 35-40 range.
That might happen.
Time
what's the over under?
I don't know.
Hey, while we're talking, Brennan Brad just joined us.
Brennan.
He said, "Sup, bromosexuals."
Bromosexuals.
Wow.
That's a new word.
We're all sick and fighting through the situation, having technical problems nonstop.
My name is Firewolf.
We got
John
it.
Ramsey. I'm a new big fan of y'all on YouTube right now. Man, this is crazy. I'm talking to y'all. Well, in a phone message. I hope when y'all do air this, I'm glad I'm speaking to y'all through the phone. When you find me on YouTube, it's Firewolf John Ramsey. Man, I think Raw tonight was good.
He's talking last week.
Finn Balor had to forget that. Give up the Universal Champion from an shoulder injury from SummerSlam, man. I hope y'all. All right. Have a good night. See you later.
He cut himself off at the end. He's like, I hope.
Thanks, Firewolf.
Yeah.
Last name Ramsey.
Make a good lucha thing.
I think he said his name was Firewolf John Ramsey.
Yes. Firewolf John Ramsey.
That's a great gimmick.
And if I think Steve is instantly in love because that's like a Wahoo McDaniel shout. Sounds like a little bit. You know,
it's
Firewolf is a Native American name.
I'm gonna venture to say Firewolf had a couple cocktails that night.
Oh,
Fireballs, maybe.
I just love how he knew when to cut himself off. He was like, I just hope that.
Yeah, I'm going now.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Thanks for having me. Anyway,
well, thank you, Firewolf.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We're just rousing you, but we appreciate it.
But he was right though. You know, Finn, shocking last night. We found that call unfortunately after we went off the air last week.
Yeah,
it would have been more relevant last week.
It would have been, but we had to play it.
Right.
Had to play it,
of course.
And now, Steve Awesome with the All Balls Report.
I got something new tonight.
Uh-oh.
So I'm starting something. Maybe it's going to be a
Bring
trend thing. I'm going to come up with.
Is it new old balls?
It's new old balls.
Refurbished.
Or is
refurbished
balls.
balls.
Or is it old new balls?
I've had a lot of different
Did you like
changes
Nair
in the
or
past.
something like that?
Old new balls
you
or
guys
new
might
old
like
balls?
this one. And feel free to chime in after I read each one.
Chime.
My top 10 list. So I got my top 10 personal opinion. My top 10 best mullets of all time. Number 10, I have my namesake, Mike Awesome. It was a straightforward and plain, even rocking it after it went out of style in like 2000. So I think he passed away in 2007. Had to give my namesake a
had to hook him up.
And number 9, The Undertaker, circa about 91.
Oh, yeah.
The Dead Man's Moment. When he took the hat off, and he showed it, it's like one of those classic looks.
I thought you were talking about Mean Mark Callis days when he had even just the red one just starting.
Yeah, he did.
That's true.
Talking about the old skyscrapers.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 8, Brian Knobs from the Nasty Boys.
Ooh, that's a good
the
one.
The combo of the mohawk and the mullet was just plain nasty.
Second dead guy
Gotta
on the
love
list.
that one.
It was just plain nasty. Look at him punning. That's great. Oh, sorry.
No, number 7. Beautiful Bobby Eaton from the 80s. The original look, the feathered and parted in the front and long as hell in the back.
Yes.
You have to include him on this list.
Let me
The
tell you,
feathering.
The feathering.
Let me tell you something, and I hate
that was a classic 80s
I
style.
hate to punch somebody in the gut here, but I grew up down the street from Beautiful Bobby, right? Like literally like a couple streets. And we used to ride the school bus, and it would pass by his house.
Short bus.
Yeah, it was a short bus. And his kids would always be out there flipping us off on the school bus. I mean, just nasty little fuckers. And they kind of grew up to be kind of, shitheads as well.
Must have been that whole neighborhood.
Beautiful Bobby, which I loved him in the ring. I loved him at the time, but he was kind of in breaking kayfabe. He was kind of a trash bucket.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was not a classy
I don't
bro.
want to hear that.
But apparently he was huge. I heard through the circles that he was huge. He was huge with the powder, man. He loved the powder. So,
came with the territory back then.
Wellness policy.
That's how he got his hair. So
yeah, that's
number 6.
The bleach.
Hulk Hogan, the skullet. He tried to hide it with bandanas, but we all know it was there. Come on.
We know what you're
it's
doing.
It's still like that. Number 5. Eddie Guerrero.
Tino Heat.
Got to have a little Latin flavor in this list.
Oh, that was
I love
the unforgettable mullet that influenced others in the Lucha Libre scene back in the early 90s.
His WCW one.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, can you sneeze away from the mic?
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Number
One of
4.
our listeners at home just went deaf.
Sid Vicious from 92.
Yeah.
The perma mullet. It was a way to combine 2 horrible hairstyles in one.
Terrible.
Terrible.
It was horrible.
I think he definitely used Soul Glow, right?
Yeah, he must have. Yes. Just don't let him sit on your couch.
Glow.
Number 3. Sting from the Muscle Beach days. He had the rat tail back then.
Does a rat tail count as a mullet?
It does in my list.
It's your list. That's his list, but no.
And then it morphed into the slick back mullet he wore when he was kind of emo Sting. And even kind of today, he still kind of has that kind of look.
You disrespectful, stupid idiot.
All right.
Number 2. Stunning Steve Austin. A classic example of someone going bald and trying to maintain that look. And thank God he went bald.
Yes.
Number 1. My favorite.
With the full stuff.
Ricky Morton. From the Rock and Roll Express, come on. The best
Adam
example
has no
of business in the front and party in the back.
It was the best.
He still has the same
Business
hair
in the
today.
front,
He makes appearances.
You know, Adam does not know who the Rock and Roll Express was.
And I'm going to correct you, actually, Adam.
The spiky
Brian
front
Knobbs.
hair and the long
Brian
back.
Knobbs.
Oh yeah,
is not dead.
Is what?
You're saying he's not dead?
Yes.
The other nasty boy died.
No.
One of them's dead.
Is one of them dead?
One of them's dead.
Brian Knobbs
I
definitely
thought it
is
was
not.
Like career dead or
no, like dead, like
And 6 feet under.
yeah. Like Undertaker really buried him.
If one of the listeners can correct us on that.
Is Brian Knobbs the other one?
What's the other one?
Jerry.
Yeah, the other nasty boy.
Cantrell, he's dead.
No.
Yeah, he died in the woods.
Are you talking about one of
Jerry Cantrell?
I think you might be
Lane Staley.
I think you might be talking about one of the guys from Public Enemy. Is that who you're thinking of?
Chuck D.
Wow, this is going off on the weird.
No,
he didn't have. He didn't have a mullet.
ECW's Public Enemy.
Flavor Flav, isn't he dead?
Get off my lawn.
Bam!
You think you know me?
Are we doing anything to this? Oh, Steve, stop. Who are you pointing at?
You.
Oh, on this day we.
Oh my God!
On this day,
you were the one that wanted to do it.
On this day, I once again steal Medine's segment to plug our show for tomorrow. Hopefully, Kiara's going to be with us. Hopefully, I'll get rid of the frog in my throat, and hopefully,
Rest
Brian.
So, frog, that's your code word for semen.
Yeah.
Semen.
So, in any event, we're going to try and not dog SmackDown too much tomorrow. Hopefully, they give us something worthwhile.
Oh, it's got to be.
You got to give it an open mind. One of the things they also tease.
Give it an open mind or keep an open mind?
Well, a little bit of both, brother.
Wow, you are so the linguist.
Exactly.
He follows that up with
because
an
you interrupt me.
The interrupter.
I am the interrupter.
He is the interrupter.
Miz and
I own it.
Jesus. See, look at him. Look at him. Miz and Brian, they already announced they're going to be having the part 2 part of it. I just don't want them to kind of overdo it.
Well, Daniel Bryan walked away, so this is his actually first time really addressing it.
That's
Miz
true.
said all he needed to say.
There's nothing on Twitter or anything after that. No,
not that I've seen.
I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow night. I might jump in just for that segment with you guys.
I can guarantee it's going to be topic number 1.
Okay, well, I'm here for that. All right.
This SmackDown recap is brought to you by Marked Out Wrestling's Tuesday Night Smarkdown, available on iTunes and Podbean on Wednesdays, streaming live Tuesdays after SmackDown Live.
Hey ladies, are you ready for your cat and daddy, Roadie Rob? Let me tell you a little story.
Sexual chocolate. That's the smoke. Sexual chocolate.
Go ahead and all pull yourself up a chair, maybe your bed, and get ready for the soothing sounds of the Roadie's Rant.
Go back to the 70s, Steve.
Oh yeah.
He is right there. That 70s guy.
Way to talk over my intro, you fucks.
Now you got something to rant about.
Yeah.
I mean, really, KO won. What could you possibly be sad about?
I had to think of something, but I came up with something.
All right, go.
Yeah. So I want to talk about it. We saw tonight the six-man or six-person tag match with Bayley and Dana Brooke, New Day and GNA. Now, say what you want about Dana. That's fine. It's kind of not even in the category of the topic I'm talking about here. But I think it is now time, since the women's division has kind of made a change of direction and moved into the area of athlete and performer, I think it is time to allow the women to engage the men again. I mean, look, at this point, fans realize that they are all professionals. They're all workers. They know how to do their craft. So they're not. It's not like you're beating up a woman like like Adam Rose or something like that.
Cheap shot.
I know it was. I know he might not. I don't know. Anyway, so my whole rant is just that WWE. It's time to let the women throw some blows. You know.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I'll just add to that. PWG Bola Night.
I know where he's going.
Bola Night 3. Check out Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
Versus our boy Johnny Gargano. They opened the show actually.
Oh, really? So it's 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Against each other. So
Attitude Era.
and I mean also, and we didn't really actually touch on it. Dana Brooke with the glove and the whole doctors thing. I mean, it's really kind of going back to the whole Attitude Era-esque of everything.
Yeah, they're definitely they're taking the PG era and they're the best parts of it. They're taking the best parts of Attitude. And they're kind of melding
a little bit
them.
of the 80s too.
A little bit of the 80s, and they're kind of melding them, and it's not too bad. It's like, I'll eat that. You know, I might not order it on the menu, but I'll eat that if you make it for me.
If it's on the buffet,
sure. If it's on the buffet, I might throw a little
big
serving
slab
there.
Of Kevin Owens, right?
Yeah.
One of the things to your point, we were watching the other night. Lita taking bumps all over the place.
Yeah,
she always did from her debut with S.A. Rios to the Hardys to the Edge. And nobody ever said, "Oh, wow, she's getting abused" and stuff like that.
Right.
China wrestled with the guys. Of course, China was.
She threw them around too.
Right, Nia Jax, I'm sure could throw half the cruiserweights around. But the point being is I think you're right, Rob. Like let them do some works now. I didn't know about what Brian just said. Candice LeRae is fighting Johnny Gargano straight up. No mixed gender.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
One-on-one, you guys definitely have to check it out.
We've talked about it. You showed me the video of her and the Young Guns versus some dudes and Kevin Owens.
Young Bucks.
Her and Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
The cutest. Was it the cutest tag team?
Okay, so it had Kevin Owens on commentary and everything.
Yep.
And she was all in that match. And some of the highlights of that match was her taking a bump or giving a bump. You know.
Actually, to go even further, she during one match, I forget. It was against the Bucks. She actually got busted open. She wore the crimson mask during a match.
Wow, it's time. It's time.
I don't know if this should go that.
Yeah,
far,
I don't know about bloodying up a woman.
I'm down. I'm completely fucking down.
And by the way, when Brian just brought that up, we are no matter if they start it, we're one shiner away from them ending it.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about that.
They need gimmick matches first. Before they let them fight the dudes, they need to do some gimmick matches.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Even on the video game, I said this one other time, but the women are not allowed. You can't put Bayley and Sasha in an elimination chamber or certain matches. They'll never be in a Hell in a Cell on the game. They could try and do the women that are out there now, instead of wrestling the guys, put them in a little more extreme things. There's been very little ladder matches for women.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Steve, what you got?
Upload Test said the Lucha Underground does women versus men quite often.
Yeah. Well, that's also a very traditional kind of
right.
lucha, so for them to take a nod to it.
And you should know you bought a mask there.
It's true.
Sexy Star wrestled a few guys already, I think. I'm not sure who Sexy Star is. Anybody know?
I don't.
According to Jonathan, it's Paige.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Always Paige.
Is he still going on?
I haven't seen Jonathan in a while. I think he's looking at Paige pictures right now. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, he found a Paige lookalike in a video.
Juicy. All right, so let's jump into our Raw Open here. If you guys got anything from Raw that we didn't cover that you'd like to throw out there, anybody?
Upload test right now.
Okay.
Says Stephanie saying twice the 4-way was to crown the first WWE Universal Champion.
No, she said this is the first Universal Championship
but I guess,
match.
She did
forgetting
say
about
match.
Finn. Okay, maybe that's
she did say match.
Yeah, even then though, I mean, is that accurate?
It was like the way ESPN is like, this is the first time the Orioles have beat the Red Sox on a Tuesday when it was raining since 1908, and you're like, yeah, you really had to stretch for that first.
Yeah, I don't know if that example really fits here. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. First Universal Championship match. No, that was Seth versus Finn.
Well, that was to crown the champion, is I think what she's trying to say. This was the first match.
You're splitting hairs is what you're doing
exactly
here.
For upload test there.
All right. What I thought was I saw a lot of creative tonight, kind of taking a sarcastic approach, and they were breaking the fourth wall with their comments. If you paid attention, Rollins said, "Everyone has heard me talk tonight. Why don't I give time to somebody else? Eeny, meeny, miny, Kevin."
Right.
You know, kind of thing.
Passing a baton.
Right. And so that's what we all think. We've heard Rollins come out week after week. We heard him with the whole Finn rivalry. Now is the time when we probably don't want to hear much from him, and we don't want to hear from from Roman. So we basically got KO and Cass, which is what we wanted.
Right.
The next one, Y2J says, everyone knew Neville wouldn't beat KO last week. He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nobody thought it was ever going to happen. So they're just coming right out and saying certain stuff. Foley and Steph, we were talking about it all night. Is somebody going to come out? Enzo, Rusev, somebody to attack, somebody to aid, Jericho.
They quashed that.
And they said no interference. We need a championship outcome, because we were all like, dude, they better crown somebody tonight. We were going to be pissed if something happened where they didn't crown somebody. And so they found a way to crown somebody and do this other stuff.
Yeah.
So they basically gave us the clues all night, breaking the fourth wall and just dangling it out there in our faces and kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that's the formula, then stick with it.
Right.
Because it worked.
Exactly. And so that was my open. That's my one point.
A couple of points I have here for the open is, number one, in the opening segment with Rollins, Roman, KO, and Cass, I did find it a little annoying maybe that, Cass and KO, like you talked, and Seth to an extent, kind of controlled that segment. Roman didn't say a fucking word.
Not a word.
But he gets his music played at the end. Really, he's the one that gets his music played at the end.
The guy with the wettest hair,
Roman.
That segment, though, speaking of that segment, I'd like to mention KO when he gave a dig on Culture Shock and kind of, Corey Graves looked a little pissed about that, actually.
Oh, that was
it was a good dig, though.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Oh, they'd laugh about it over a beer, I'm sure.
And that's another thing that they took the fourth wall. They broke it down. Hey, by the way, Corey, don't forget, I know that you got a show canceled. WWE Network has canceled very few shows. Yours was one of them.
Right. Wow. Go ahead, Steve.
Brendan Brett is back. He just wanted to know if this best of 7 match between Cesaro and Sheamus tonight had any meaning or was completely pointless.
I mean, it's 2-0.
And also
it's something to keep them busy.
Yeah, and those are two guys that definitely thrive on competition. You don't necessarily
that's the only thing they can do right now, storyline-wise.
Have you noticed, though, it said a future title? It did not say which.
Right.
So for all we know, yeah. Oh God, please don't.
The irrelevant fuck. Irrelevant fuck title. The European title.
Wait, the Hardopean title.
And he also wanted to know who would let
hardcore and European into one.
Wow. He also wanted to know who would let Nia Jax sit on her face.
Eurocore.
I threw that in there.
Eurocore.
It depends on how many Jaeger bombs.
You'd have to have a lot.
She's a pretty girl.
Ion.
I would have to pre-establish like a tap to the thigh is my
instead of a
safety. Yeah, I need a safety tap because I might not be able to make a sound.
Yeah, pretty girl in the face. I'm not sure I'd get down with it.
Oh, what was the line they said? The something with $1 million smile. Whatever it was something like the Beast with $1 million smile. Whoever said it hit the nail on the head.
I tell you, my grandma used to have a saying, and when I say my grandmother, I am not fucking around here. My grandmother's saying was, if she's ugly, put a plastic bag over her face. If she's really ugly, put a paper bag over her face. And if her body is nasty too, put a flag over her and fuck her for Old Glory. So,
oh God,
wow.
So if you ever hear me talk about a woman being Old Glory,
that's something.
That is something. America.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That should be your new segment, Insight into Why Rob is So Fucked.
Oh, there's so many stories we could tell. One last thing I wanted to point out.
I know I played disc golf with you.
And yeah, right. And I know I'm going to sound like a complete asshole when I say this. But if you've ever watched NXT, if you've ever been to the NXT house shows that go around Florida, around the Orlando area, whatnot, then you know Bayley's number one fan. That girl. I'll just say that girl.
Why did she make? How did she get drafted to Raw?
I don't know. How the hell is she out? Slater's not there, but
that
she
wasn't
is.
the same girl, was it?
It was. No, it was her. It was definitely her. I don't get it. I mean, I don't. You can't judge somebody from.
Is she related?
Didn't school just start?
No, she can't.
School just started.
Well,
yeah, right. Get the fucking school.
It's a Monday.
She's
What the
homeschooled
fuck?
by her mom around the country, following Bayley.
You know, I wouldn't really mind it, except for the show we went to. Like all the kids were like huddling around her, like she was superstar, and then like she would go get a hug from Bayley, and none of the other kids would. Like my daughter was sitting there like waiting to get one, and then that little bitch walked up and like took the hug, and I was like, "You motherfucker!"
No way.
Well,
that sucks.
The other thing is, maybe this girl has like the most ingenious plan of all the kids out there in the world. Maybe her make-a-wish was I get a hug from Bayley at every event. Not just I get to go to one.
I don't think she's dying, is she?
No, she's just a
wishful
girl.
thinking.
I hope not.
Wishful thinking.
No, stop it. That's absolutely.
You said it tonight. Bayley should just do a heel turn on her.
Screw you, kid. yeah.
I'm on the main roster now.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, that would be the only part of Bayley that heel turn was just not to hug that kid anymore.
You are such a dick.
Wow, talking about
Call it like I said.
That's horrible. Look, she's probably a sweet little girl that loves Bayley. I'm pissed that she took the hug from my daughter.
Exactly. I know your daughter. I don't know that girl, so I'm on your side. I just take it a little further.
Oh,
Do we talk about Raw Open anymore? Or?
You want something? You got something?
Sami Zayn looked good tonight. We even talk about him.
Oh yeah.
So did Jinder Mahal.
Was kind of
that was a skip.
Sammy looked really good tonight.
He looked good in the 30 seconds it took him to beat Jinder Mahal.
Well, yeah, they didn't give him a lot of time.
Tinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Tinder Mahal.
So that's what you wanted to add?
Yeah.
That was not worth adding.
All right. Fuck it. Final thoughts, Brian. Brian, go. Final thoughts.
Well, with everything that happened tonight, I mean,
any thoughts will do from Brian.
Shut up.
Butterfly Fleck, go.
Shut up, Adam. Look at him interrupting me again, man.
Interruptor.
What?
See, this is that. If I were out there during the Austin era with all the what chants, no way. Anyway,
Ninja, please.
there you go.
You don't have to. Fuck, go ahead.
I'm just wondering what's going to happen. Finn's going to be out how many months? And you guys are welcome to chime in whenever.
Wait, there's actually a dispute over that.
Could be less.
They said up to 6 months.
ESPN said 2 to 3.
I'm just as excited as all you guys are for KO, but I'm just worried about where is Finn going to fit into the picture as soon as he's ready to. Do you think he just kind of comes
the promo he
straight
cut
up to the top?
No, the promo he got is he's coming right after Rollins and then the title.
So that makes you think KO's not going to have it.
No, I mean injury storyline first. He'll go revenge against Rollins.
But they were very clear. Mick was clear when he comes back, he's going right for the belt, and they granted that to him.
Well, he's got a rematch, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
His character could say no. I'll get my rematch. Let me go after Rollins first.
Well, I mean, obviously he's going to come.
Finn would do that.
He's going to come back and be in the title picture. I'm just curious whether or not, as soon as he comes back, like if KO is just kind of a placeholder until Finn Balor comes back.
Well, that's what we thought with Rollins, and they only gave him the title for 30 seconds before Dean took it, and that was a perfect work. Maybe they'll find a way for Finn to win it, but then like they go to video and KO's foot was on the ropes, so they restart the match or something, and then KO wins. Like they'll find a way to make it right, but I would hope that KO comes out on top because everybody would think it's too obvious if he goes right back to the champ. That's what we all thought with Rollins, and thankfully Dean bailed us out on that.
I mean, 6 months is a very long time to be gone. I just kind of, like I said, I'm excited for KO. I don't know where Finn.
And also, if it's 6 months, he comes back at Rumble. Maybe he screws Rollins out of there, and maybe he does his rematch at Mania.
Yeah, book that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Adam, final thoughts.
Mine is, I just want to throw Charlotte under the bus for 1 second. Charlotte asked on the announce table tonight why Bayley didn't debut last year with the rest of the 4 horsewomen. Yeah. And it's like, well, duh. She was the NXT champ, and she didn't want to become like Becky where there weren't enough pushes to go around, or Sasha, who got stuck with Tamina, and then eventually got injured and finally came back. That's why. You answered your own question, Charlotte.
All right. Steve, awesome.
I'm going to kind of just give Medine a little push here because he does the on this day things. I'm just going to add a couple of things that happened on this day. 28 years ago, it was the first SummerSlam at Madison Square Garden. Notable matches: Ultimate Warrior beating Honky Tonk Man, Demolition beating the Hart Foundation, the Mega Powers beating the Mega Bucks, DiBiase and Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
With Jesse Ventura as a special ref. 24 years ago, same SummerSlam at Wembley in London. Notable matches there. Legion of Doom defeated Money Inc., which was DiBiase and IRS. Shawn Michaels beating Rick Martel by a double countout. Natural Disasters retaining the tag titles against the Beverly Brothers. I can't even remember the Beverly Brothers.
Is that was it Earthquake and Typhoon?
Yep. And he later was Tugboat Tom or something.
Right. Yeah. The Ultimate Warrior beat Randy Savage by countout, so Savage still retained the title there. And the British Bulldog beat Bret Hart for the IC title. Also, just a happy 67th birthday to Stan the Lariat Hansen.
Wow. Hey, happy birthday, Stan. Hell yeah.
He was awesome.
He is.
Did not know that.
All right. Is that you good?
That's it.
Okay. My final thoughts are pretty much simple. KO, 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 baby. I marked out tonight, and I marked out hard, and I appreciate that. WWE Raw specifically, thank you for a really good Raw. It was a really good Raw. It was entertaining. It kept me captivated. The only time I fast-forwarded with Titus and Darren, which I guess you kind of thought that could happen. If they continue to do these shows, I will continue to watch, and I will continue to cry a little bit on the inside for SmackDown because I don't know how you can possibly keep up with this. I really do not.
Can I say 2 words?
You can say whatever you want.
Heath Slater. I was going to say free agent, but then I realized I said 2 words.
All right.
Then he realized
they're going to have a team name, I wonder.
The Slino?
Slino, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's Mark. Okay. All right, so that's our Rawesome show, guys. We're gonna go take like NyQuil and fucking and all the other elements and shit that we need. Thank you so much for listening tonight on the YouTube Live. Thank you for downloading on iTunes and Podbean and all that stuff. Don't forget the Smark Line 704-444-0084. And tomorrow night, sometime after SmackDown, just depends on these guys. Sometime after SmackDown, we will have SmarkDown Live, so don't forget that. As well.
Depends how excited we are to go on the air.
I know. When something big happened, like tonight, I was pumped. Let's get on the fucking air. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, you didn't even mic check us.
I didn't.
Right. That's how pumped you were. He's like, fuck the rest of you hosts. This is my show. KO and me.
I'll make sure to have Goldberg's music queued up somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, Brian. That's completely out of left field.
Just like Brian.
For SmackDown, man.
For Smack. You think he's coming to SmackDown?
Come on.
If they want to make a headline.
Wow. Way to bring up something kind of weird at the end. Good job, Brian.
He plays his role.
Love you, man. So my final thought of the night. I'll give all the thanks for Kiera and Steve and Adam and Brian. My final thought is I apologize for the technical problems at the beginning of the show. Here's the deal, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to break kayfabe real quick. We started doing this with 2 SM58 Shure microphones, right? Or 3, rather. Sorry, I left you out there, Adam. 3 microphones.
I thought you left Steve out, so that's okay.
And we were sitting on my couch in a recliner in my garage playing 2K15 and talking about wrestling, and we didn't have much to go with. We had a little soundboard, no sound effects, no computer, just enough to record us and put it out there.
2 turntables and a microphone.
And every week since that first show, the Royal Rumble recap, I have little piece by piece I have put together a fairly, to this point, I think, impressive studio. And every week I get something new, and every week I have to learn how to use it. And
like you put the KO shirt up tonight before he even won, by the way. You put it up.
I'm psychic. But, so I apologize for the last couple of weeks. We've had some issues. That's just because we're getting all this new stuff in really quickly, and I'm really trying to figure it out so I can give you guys the best possible show that we can give you, because we really do appreciate you, sacrificing your time to be with us. We thank you for the privilege of your time. So it'll get better once I kind of figure out all the new bells and whistles. Need to get a couple components to make shit work right, but you know how it works. So everybody, thank you so much. Smark down tomorrow night. Let's do it.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at uRecord Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out uRecord on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.